Hi folks, John with the Wingman 115 channel. Thank you so much for checking in. I am very excited to be out here today and showcase this video. And you probably go, John, you're always excited to showcase every video. Yes, but I'm always just uber excited when I get to showcase products from cottage industry companies. You have vast corporations out there, a lot of times with unlimited advertising budgets that overshadow a lot of really cool, unique items that are out there in the marketplace. So I'm just blessed that I have a channel, I have a forum that's able to share those items with you. So today we're going to be showcasing an item from Bone Daddy Blade Werx. It is the AXXIS Hand Axe. So what they've done over at Bone Daddy Blade Werx is they've basically inspired the prehistoric minimalist, and they've created this awesome looking tool. So the Forest Service downed a bunch of trees around here, so I was able to harvest a tree limb that they had for slash. So I'm going to attempt to use this pine limb, and this is coming off one of those Coulter pines. So these big pine cones that you always see in my videos, it's coming off one of these trees. So I'm going to rough out basically an axe handle, and then I'll use my Baco to maybe cut the notch to fit that in. But for most of this job, we're going to use just the AXXIS. So first off is just getting all the bark off this. And in regards to like chopping, there's enough weight on this tool that it really does a good job. I was surprised. I'm going to kneel down here real quick so you guys can see a little bit better. So I'm going to start the rough out, and then we'll cut away just for the sake of respecting your time, because you don't want to see me work on an axe handle for an hour or more. So let me play around with it. Let me try some different hand positions on here as well. Let's try one a little bit more back. Like if you guys watch a lot of my videos, I like calling that back seat grip. And that actually works pretty good. I got it like this, right? And I'm using like a pendulum motion. As you can see, there's a rough knot. Let's see if we can get through it. Oh yeah. It actually feels pretty good on the hand. Get up, get on it, try some push cuts. Go back to the traditional grip. And these push cuts. As a kid growing up in northern Maine, my grandfather used to make axe handles for a lot of the loggers. My grandfather was a retired woodsman, logger, back in the day when they used to do log runs on the rivers, which they don't do anymore just due to environmental reasons. But he used to spend most of the winter months out in the woods back in the day when they used to yard logs with horses. So in his retired days, for extra cash, because he's trying to live off Social Security back in the day, still today is even rough, but he would make axe handles, and I would go up there and I would watch him. I would spend time with him, and it was just good quality time, you know, grandfather, grandson. A lot of the stuff he was using was ash. Here I'm using a piece of pine because where we're at, we just don't have access to a lot of that wood, being where we're at. But I mean, just look how it's just plowing through that. Very good. See if I can cut that off real quick. I don't know if it's in camera. Let me turn around. Let's try from the opposite side. So let's see if I can't cut through that. Not bad for such a compact cutting implement. So if you're out in the woods and you had to make a hasty axe handle, from the initial thoughts on doing this, it wouldn't be a problem. Now let's try some more of those push cuts. I'm always checking to make sure I'm in screen. That's the problem sometimes when you're filming by yourself. You just got to make sure that you're in frame. There we go. Look at that. And I chose a greener piece of wood because a lot of the dried stuff here, especially the pine, is just so brittle that it just, for safety, it wouldn't be conducive for doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to size it up to make sure that I can get the AXXIS in there, and then we'll use the saw to cut away. So let me square it up just a little bit. Start doing some of the fine motor skill stuff with it. Line it up again, make sure I have enough. We're almost there. Blocking it out here a little bit. Works really good chopping just in the hand. I can only imagine when I get a handle on this bad boy. So let's see. Okay, let's try with that. So I'm going to cut away, and then I'm going to start cutting with my Baco. Show you real quick up close. I took the Baco just for the sake of time, and I made quick work to where I'm able to get the AXXIS to slip right in there. And now we're going to lash it in. I'm going to stand up so you guys can see. So to start off, I did a clove hitch. A lot of pioneering, Boy Scout pioneering projects and such always start off with something like that. So I'm going to feed the cordage through. And basically I want to start lashing this on so I get a really good, tight, secure fit of the access to this handle. So I'm not going to bore you with the details. I'm going to lash this on, and then we'll come back and I'll show you my finished product, and then we'll start coming out here chopping with it. Here's my final product on this. So my thinking behind this was I did my lashing, I did my X patterns, and then I wound it down the handle. One, it protects the handle from splitting when I'm chopping, and two, it gives me basically a hand stop or something to grab onto when I'm using this, doing up close tasks with this axe. So let's take it over here to the chopping block and let's see how it does. First off, let's just drill it into this dead stump. So let's grab a piece of tree limb and let's get to chopping. Right there's a knot. Let's take it right through there. Not a problem. So my lashing's coming loose, but as we can see, this is more than capable of doing any sort of camp task. And I'm just impressed with just how sharp it is, just right out of the box. Just amazing. Now for some thoughts on the Bone Daddy Blade Werx AXXIS Hand Axe. You had a chance to see it do some slicing, do some chopping. I even made a hasty axe handle, and in 2020 hindsight, I probably should have cut a little bit deeper channel in this axe handle. That way I would have had just a little bit more real estate on top to be able to loop my lashing and just make it a little bit more secure. But as you could see in the video, it had no problem chopping, slicing, cutting at all. It's got a really cool look. Like I said earlier, it's made out of 01 tool steel, and it just has that prehistoric look to it, like it was napped out, like it was obsidian or such. And I must say, it came out of the box just as sharp as a piece of obsidian. So props out to Bone Daddy Blade Werx on that. Ergonomics, I found it very good. It fits in the hand very well. And you can do a lot of different positions with this hand axe. Just a word of caution. This is not brass knuckles. Do not use them like brass knuckles. This is meant to be an axe. And with that, just keep that in mind. That's my public service announcement. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that you can use this. You can use it for crushing up, pulverizing stuff. If you're making tinder, if you're making tools or camp items, you can use it like a knife for those fine motor skills. Worked very well. And doing those push cuts. I'm going to say that Bone Daddy Blade Werx did a great job. It's a win with this item. I'm going to look at my show notes real quick. I just want to look up the weight. Running at 14.2 ounces, and with the sheath, 14.6 ounces. And it's only 7 inches long. So it's going to fit in a backpack. It's going to fit on your belt. And with that, let's talk about the Kydex sheath that it comes with. It comes with a Kydex sheath. It retains with a snap, comes with the carabiner. You can hook it on your backpack. Most backpacks now have MOLLE and PALS compatible webbing on there. And if you're like me, if you're running your bushcraft belt system, you can use that as well, right and left hand carry. So just total package. I think it's a win for Bone Daddy Blade Werx. This axe just works very well. They're going to be doing a Kickstarter campaign on this item. I'll leave links in the video description below. It's going to be launching February 20th of 2020. So all that stuff I'll push out to you guys. The Kickstarter campaign, their website. If you want to learn more about this item, I highly encourage it. I am a big fan of cottage industry businesses. And with that, folks, this is a wrap. I'll see you on the next video. Take care, folks.